The age-old conversation about Red Bull has seemed to rear its head again. This year has so far seen Max Verstappen absolutely obliterate the rest of the field with his record-breaking 10 wins in a row, including his teammate Checo Perez. Perez has had a tough year so far, which seems to have cast some doubt over his future at Red Bull. So with these doubts come rumours and potential candidates for the second Red Bull seat for the 2024 season. And the most unlikely names has arisen from Helmut Marko, the British young gun, Lando Norris. There's no doubt this season has been tough for Sergio Perez. With Verstappen being his closest comparative, there's no doubt that Perez is under immense pressure. But in some cases, pressure can make diamonds, but this doesn't seem to be the case for Checo this year. After being without a seat after leaving Racing Point at the end of the 2020 season, Perez managed to secure a seat as a second driver in the Red Bull arsenal, racing alongside Max, after Alex Albon was then dropped to be a reserve driver for the team. It didn't take long for Perez to show his pace, taking his first ever front row start at the Emilia Grand Prix, out-qualifying his teammate Verstappen, who qualified in P3. Perez went on to have a solid first season with the Bulls, finishing fourth in the World Championship, equalling his best ever finish. Max finished this season stating it was very rare to find a teammate like Perez, who undoubtedly played his role successfully to help Verstappen prosper. The 2022 season was more of the same, with Perez holding on to his seat, which is known to be difficult with the rate that Red Bull make decisions to change drivers. He continued to have another solid season, although there was the infamous, internally discussed fracture between Max and Checo, which produced rumours that things may be not as rosy as they seemed during the 2021 season. And then came the current 2023 season. Looking at the statistics, it looks like Perez is doing a fine job, currently holding down second in the Drivers' Championships. However, that only tells one side of the story. The 33-year-old has not stood on the podium in 5 races this season, which by Red Bull standards has started to raise concerns. There is no doubt that the rocket ship that is the RB19 has propelled Checo in the races where he has stood alongside Max, but his qualifying performances have certainly raised the cause for concern. And with this uncertainty comes rumours within the drivers' camp. Checo supposedly said that he may want away from Red Bull, stating that he wants to race for a team where he feels he can contribute. There is no doubt being alongside Verstappen would be tough for any driver, but reading into this statement cast doubt on whether Perez feels like he can offer anything else at Red Bull. Current Red Bull reserve driver is young New Zealand native Liam Lawson, who was impressed recently in his temporary stint in the AlphaTauri after the honey badger Daniel Ricciardo broke his hand. However, the latest rumours that have emerged are that Helmut Marko may be aiming for a surprising bid to sign British driver Lando Norris from McLaren. Now, there's no doubt Norris has been a standout performer over the last few seasons in his papaya machine. After making his debut for the Woking-based team in 2019, each season has got better and better, which led to him standing on the podium numerous times. With Oscar Piastri by his side this year, the pair have shown glimpses of their brilliance, but only if McLaren can get their car working in all weathers. Norris, who is currently signed on a contract with McLaren until 2025, has shown no sign of being unhappy at McLaren, who have clearly built their strategy and project around Norris. Zak Brown, McLaren's chief executive, has stated that Norris will no doubt see his contract out at the team. However, we have all heard this before. To quote Nico Rosberg recently, on the back of Hamilton and Russell's contract extensions, contracts don't really mean anything. There is no doubt that Norris would offer something different at Red Bull. The young driver is hungry to become a future F1 world champion, and I don't believe would play the team role as well as Checo does alongside Verstappen. But is that a bad thing? In our last video, we covered whether Formula 1 is becoming too predictable, so is it about time that things were shook up a little? Imagine a Red Bull lineup of Max and Norris, both used to being their team's number one, having a large say in how the team operates. I'm sure it'll be handled professionally at the start between the good friends. However, when world titles are on the line, do friends really matter when racing for all the glory? Whatever happens, let's hope all drivers have a seat in 2024, as there is no doubt all drivers discussed in this video have earned the right to race in F1, even if they are at the start or the later parts of their careers. Who do you think should be Red Bull's number 2 next year? Should Perez continue? Or should there be a chance for somebody to finally challenge Verstappen again? Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for future videos.